Against, thank you, carried. So item 12, Northern Corridor. We're just doing a wee time extension. That must be nearly you, is it, Lynette, as luck would have it?
Kia ora koutou, councillors. Lynette here with the transport hat on. Beside me is David's son, who has taken over as project manager on the downstream effects, the package of works as a result of the downstream effects of the opening of the Christchurch Northern Corridor. So we've been to you many times to talk to this. This is a reasonably simple report, us requesting an extension of the bus lane. So an extension of the bus lane operation to allow us to consult with the community on all options. The consultation with the community will be undertaken on providing a bus lane, a clearway or an HOV lane. So that's going back to do formal consultation with the community, and then we will report back on the final, report back to you for a final decision on what the final solution will be down Cranford Street.
Pauline's have to move. I'm happy to second it. Any questions, Yanni?
I did put these into the Office of the CA, and apologies, I haven't seen the response. I was interested to know what the passenger numbers were and the journey times were since we've commenced this trial on a monthly basis. Do we have that data?
Oh, that'll all come out at the end when they've finished, when you do your report at the finish.
All of that information will be included in the final report, and as well as the feedback from the community on what their preferred solution is.
And Lynette, just for people out there on TV land, HOV?
Oh, high occupancy vehicle lane, so 2 or more.
That's
T2 lane.
Yeah, people with 2 people in the car. So
Or 3 or 4, whatever you want to.
Yeah. Like it is down the Northern Corridor.
Yep.
Right, yep. Aaron?
So one was Yanni's. Is it not appropriate to also ask how many buses are currently using the lane during those 2 hours?
One bus route, isn't it?
That
It will all come back as part of the decision report. This is a report to ask to request the extension of the operation of the bus lane while this is undertaken. It also allows us to collect more data on it in a non-COVID environment. So the operation of this bus lane has been impacted through the COVID process.
And you're hoping to be sitting in front of us by Christmas, am I?
Yes.
Yep. Thank you. Sorry, you got more questions, Aaron? Sorry.
Yeah. So because the original staff recommendation for this route was a clearway, but we've never seen how a clearway, and then it was changed by the council, as you remember. But we've never trialled the clearway. Why do we not do a clearway trial so then we can compare the two going forward and know exactly, because it might not change the bus times at all, or it might make them worse, or it might make traffic flow better, it might make it worse. I mean, we don't know until we trial it. Why would we not trial it?
So, through the chair, the question you're asking us is why didn't we trial, or why would we not trial it?
Why would we not trial now, given that we've still got time up our sleeve?
So through the chair, we have a resolution for a bus lane. We don't have a resolution to trial a clearway.
Okay, so
we're asking you to extend it, and the community at the time, as the councillor will attest to because you were part of the decision-making process, the community at the time were really clear they didn't want a clearway, they wanted a bus lane. And that was the feedback and why the council changed it to a bus lane, and we have been running a bus lane down there. That resolution hasn't changed. We are still operating that resolution. We're asking you to extend the operation of that resolution until we can further consult with the community to come back on what could be a permanent solution.
But
or may recommend a further trial.
Yeah, and we understand that, and that's only the local community. I'm sure the ones that use it might have a different view. But the staff recommendation, which came from the experts, and I often hear at this table how important their view is said that the other would be better, and better for the design and for the use of it and for the community, but we can't show them that it would be better without at least doing a trial for even 3 or 6 months to go, hey, look, it's not the monster you thought it would, it's actually better or worse, and they'd be right.
So the feedback that we will give you in the report that comes back after consultation will include feedback from the technical traffic expert that we are required to work with on this. It will include all of that and it will come back. But as I have
So
confirmed,
to be clear, when you do come back, so we'll say Christmas time, we will then be asked to make a decision amongst all of us to either make it permanent or trial a
permanently different or permanently the same, or there may be a recommendation to I apologise to council, I haven't got a crystal ball, but we'll see what comes out of it.
Okay.
I do agree with councillor at the time, the traffic expert that we are required to use did not agree that a bus lane would be the best option. But his advice will come back post this the time that it's been operational.
Okay, so all you want is time to extend it out so we can come back to the info.
Do all of that work.
Thank you, Aaron. Yanni.
Sorry, I was just trying to understand, like, if the information around things like journey times, anticipated benefit of journey time and passenger numbers will be incorporated in the information that gets out to the community for the consultation. So will people actually have a sense of what the impacts have been versus what we thought would happen when they go to make submissions?
If there is information that we can provide to the community to provide context for their decision making, for their understanding, in order to improve that engagement, we will provide it.
Right. And can you just clarify?
So sorry, Yanni, all we're doing is all Lynette's or the team are asking is for an extension so they can finish the report.
And I just wanted to clarify 5.3 and 5.4 because it's and I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it just seems a bit contradictory. So one, it says that the trial ended in February 2022, and then it says following the trial's expiration, the enforcement authority loses its authority to regulate the bus lane. Then under 5.3 it says that they remain enforceable under the temporary traffic management plan. So I was just a bit confused about the timing, because obviously February 2022 is, quite a long way away in terms of behind us. So can you just help me understand that those two things, how they work?
So this was discussed. We did discuss this at the informal. So apologies, councillor. The legality of this trial, as defined by your decision to run it, expired in February 2022. So, and we apologise for that. It was something that slipped through the cracks. We're putting systems in place to ensure that doesn't happen again. That's why we are coming back to you with this report to request the extension of the time to allow us to undertake the work to get you to a formal decision. Otherwise, we would not be able to enforce that bus lane for that period.
To close
So
the
that
loop,
is where
so
it
to
is.
speak.
There is a crossover in the legal enforcement in that we requested a trial from you, had the permission to do it, had to enact it under temporary traffic management, which went longer, but it was effectively still not an approved trial. So we are going back to the February 22 date and saying it hasn't been right.
Okay.
So,
yep, moving
so
right
that's
along.
why we were asking for the extension.
Aaron, do you have one more question? But we do have to get going.
Yeah, just and feel free to just kill it, nip it in the bud. But if am I allowed to move an alternate resolution, which would be to trial the original staff one, which is to trial a clearway? Am I allowed to move that?
That's not my question.
Can I move
the chair.
that we trial a clearway down here, Mr. Chair?
This has been moved and seconded, so
Oh.
so you would have to foreshadow.
I'll foreshadow a trial of a clearway like the original staff recommendation.
Excuse
For
me,
6 months.
but I think we need to start.
Why don't we just wait until Christmas time, get the information back, and then I'm sure you'll get some movement on
But
that.
then would be evidence-based, Mr. Chair.
Yes, but I'd like to see us being evidence-based for probably 6 months to a year with clear or HOV. Going once we get that information.
Right.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Can we just have a quick debate?
If you really want
It's just, it's like one sentence.
Okay, no, that's right. Very good.
I'd just like to applaud Councillor Kewen for his forward thinking in putting forward a resolution for us to have a trial on something a bit new and different ahead of any community consultation.
That helpful, wasn't it? All those in favour? Against? Thank you, carried.